Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 2, text number 18. Andavanda ime deha nityasokta sharirinaha anashino aprameyasya tasmad yuddhasva bharata. Lord Krishna is telling here again that this body is destroyable. Andavanda ime deha nityasokta sharirinaha. But the spirit soul is everlasting. It is existing forever. Sharirinaha means the embodied soul. The embodied soul within this body is also the owner of the body. If the owner does not maintain his residential quarters, then that is also a problem for himself. So therefore, the soul, though the body is not belong to him, but still he has to maintain that body. If he doesn't maintain that body by supplying enough food and water, he will be still kicked out of this body. If he does maintain the body, still he will be kicked out from this body due course of time. But if we do not maintain, then we will be early kicked out or have to vacate this body. So if you have a rental house, this is what going to be. Even though it is rented, but you have to pay the taxes to the owner, and also you have to maintain that space. So if you do not maintain that space, then that guy will be very upset with you. So here we see Ishvara Sarva Bhudanam Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati. The real Ishvara Sarva Bhudanam, in all living species, heart. Hrideshe means in their heart. I also dwell to see that how they are taking care of the maintenance, whether it is in a religious way or irreligious way, doing all what we call unauthorized activities or authorized activities. So we are allowed to maintain this body by authorized activities. So if we do not, then again there is a problem. So whether we own the body, if we do not own the body, as long we are within this body, we have to maintain in a right way. So therefore everyone has certain professions. So that profession we sincerely execute it, then the result comes, you can use it for the maintenance of the body. But the goal of life does not end simply maintaining this body. By using this body as the car, just like a car you drive, you steer the car. As you steer, the car actually moves, right? Left, right, straight, behind. You can do as you want, but you have to steer properly. Similarly, this body is like a car, and there is a driver within this car, and this driver have to steer the body according to the regulatory principles, or the RTO has given the direction, so you drive like that. Take left, take right, go slow. So all these rules are there. Similarly, the body also have various rules. So the embodied soul needs to find the goal of life, not just supplying the food and water to the body. That is not the goal of life. However, that is required. Just like a tenant who occupy a house, he didn't occupy that house for just supplying something to the owner. He has his own goal. Therefore, he migrated from another place to this place, and he has a target to execute. Meanwhile, he has to live somewhere. Therefore, he lives in that house, maintain that. At the same time, he meet his goal by working. Similarly, though we have occupied this body, but occupying this body itself is not the goal of life. Just maintaining this body also not the goal of life. You may maintain this body by any means, but why I am in this body? Why I have taken that house as a rental? So now I am paying to that fellow. So why am I there? To meet your business. Similarly, why I am this human body? To meet my business. What is the business? At present, we are looking the business only that business which gives me comfort, or gives me means give my body comfort. But we are not actually going above that, the bodily concept of life, that we are the occupier of the body, but we are not the owner of the body. Owner of the body is always Krishna, whether it is material or spiritual. There is only one single owner, and he is the person who mixed all these five elements: earth, water, fire, air, created this physical body. It is just simply an image that he has created, and he has applied all these material elements. By amalgamation of these material elements, the body is created, soul is put in, and this biological body actually grows as the influence of the time goes. So this body actually grows more and more and more. Then after that, just like a waning and a waxing moon, right? So the moon actually wanes after the Purnima, then it comes to Purnima day, full moon. Thereafter, again it started waning. So, waning of the moon and waxing of the moon. It's like that from the childhood that we actually grows and reach the youth, right? Then it goes to up to 40 years. Then after that it start again wane. So from waning it actually waxes and it goes on. Then again it actually come down, and in the end it actually leaves the body, then goes to the another body. So this is the science of reincarnation. Reincarnation exists always, from the childhood, youth to old age. We are the same person, but the body has changed. Similarly, at the time of death, the person quits this body and go to another body. So that is the science. So Krishna says, Andavanta ime deha. This body, therefore, is destroyable. Nitya Sokta Sharirinaha. But the embodied soul is always eternal. That soul, which is trapped in this body, is always eternal. Therefore, you should fight and not worry about this material body. Here, Krishna is giving the science of the soul. And these souls actually come down to this material world and take shelter in different species of life. There are four types of living entities. Take birth from four different sources. One is called Svedaja, second is Andaja, third is Udbijaja, and fourth is Jarayuja. So Svedaja means the souls born from the sweat of animals, human beings, all these bed bugs and all those things. So these are Svedaja, from the sweat, perspiration. When people perspire, from there the living entities, they born. Then comes Svedaja, Andaja. From the egg, it actually comes out. Hatch when the birds hatch, the young babies actually come out of the egg. And third is Udbijaja, Bija. If you take a chickpea or green peas or anything that is fertile, it become a plant. You can take some thousands of mustard seeds and just spread it over your courtyard, then supply some water, then all those mustard seeds become plant. So in every seeds and every peas and many other places, the living entities are there. They are all dormant. They are all like us, but the degree of ignorance covers them. So the consciousness is not developed, nor they actually feel pains or pleasure. So according to the evolutionary process, evolution means evolution in consciousness, then the living entities begin to feel pain and pleasure. Otherwise, it doesn't feel anything. It's just totally ignorant. It's just covered. The consciousness is covered, but the soul is there. So udbijaja, the soul also appears from the bijas and become trees and plants and all. Right? Subhash Chandra Bose, Jagadish Chandra Bose. He was a scientist. So he actually found, he made something in his laboratory and told people the plants have life, and we will actually show that. And he took some of the scientists, he connected something. So once he cut the plant with a knife, so that plant was actually standing in his laboratory. So he brought some of his people. You see, I'm going with the same knife, and how the plant is going to react. So he opened the door with the same knife and he entered into the room. So that time they all found this plant was jerky. He was actually afraid that the guy is actually again with his knife going to cut me. So this is what going on. So everyone has life. Every green things have life. When the soul leaves the body, that tree or plant actually dries up. So the fourth one is Jarayuja. Jarayuja means embryo. That is like human beings and animals, right? They give birth to the babies. They don't give a egg. The seed doesn't sprout into a plant, to an animal or something. So in that way, four different categories of bodies. The soul appears through that body and try to enjoy the happiness of this material world. Actually, all suffering. Just like if you become a tree and plant, especially when you don't even want to hear Bhagavad Gita lectures, you don't even want to stay there in your bedroom or living room or 5 minutes to listen to this knowledge. You are so busy. What Krishna will do? Krishna will make you a tree. When Krishna makes you a tree, then you have to stand up there for so many years, thousands of years sometimes. In San Francisco, there are redwood trees, right? All these trees are thousands of years, is all coming from Dwapara Yuga or Treta Yuga. So there are such trees. So if Krishna makes you a tree, what would you do? You have to just stand. He will say, I have a office work, I have to do this very badly. Can I walk? No. Listen to the transcendental knowledge given by Lord Sri Krishna. We are just, some mediators. So we are just communicating to you. At the same time, also, whoever actually gives you the knowledge, try to respect them. Because many of them may not even know the original position of Krishna. So jumping over that person and going to Krishna also not going to be recognized by the Lord. So listen to the knowledge and put those knowledges, what you have gained from spiritual teachers, then you put it in your life and in practical life. Apply that. So understanding all these four things, you understand everywhere there is a soul. So the animals are more conscious about other, Udbijaja and Jarayuja, no, not Jarayuja, and Swedaja and Andaja. They are more conscious. So let us not actually cut their throat, or somebody else have cut their throat. Oh, I will not be involved in that killing of the animal, but I can actually eat them. So stop that. Stop all these meat eating, fish eating, egg eating. It's all different kinds of sexual intercourse, especially these eggs. People are so loving this semen, discharge of the birds. Two birds, they have sex and egg is actually formed. And it's maybe may not be fertile, maybe fertile, but eventually it is coming from sexual intercourse. And people like to spice and eat them. So all these things, and so take the Swadaja, Chinese people or many different people, they eat everything. All that crawling around, they like to eat. So that is not, or that right is not given to the human beings. Human beings have the high intelligence to recognize and discriminate bad to good, good to bad. So always select the good things from the bad things and try to explore more and more about the spirit, soul, and the body. Then even if you have a suffering, you always be above that. Therefore, Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochadi na kamshadi. That person who stands on the Brahma Buddha, means the soul platform, he will have, or he never develops any kinds of unwanted desires. Na sochadi, na kamshadi. And he has no lamentation. Sochadi means lamentation. Kamshadi means desires. Samaha sarva bodheshu, and he sees everything equal. Bad bhaktim labade param. In that way, he comes and render devotion service to me. So the person who is already doing devotion service to Krishna, he is above all kamshadi and sochadi. No lamentations, no happiness. When they get some little happiness, they don't become jubilant, explode, and try to celebrate that. When they are sochadi and very lamenting, they don't actually lament really, because they understand this stuff is coming like a seasonal changes. It's coming and going, coming and going. So happiness also comes, distress also comes. When you have little money, you are ready to celebrate. When you don't have little money, then you become very angry at everybody, on self and whoever goes near you. These are going on. So these are due to having lack of no knowledge about the spirit soul. So that is what it is. When we lack the knowledge about the spirit soul and the body, then we chase every small thing as the end of the universe. So let us stick with Bhagavad Gita principles and try to understand the evolution of different living entities, consciousness, and acts accordingly, and thinking that all these living beings are not our food, but engage all of them in hearing the holy name of the Lord. Of course, you are allowed to eat vegetables and fruits because they are all fruits. Just like somebody takes my money, he is not cutting my throat. Like that, if the tree gives you fruits or vegetables, that is its result, that is its fruit. You are not killing the plant. But if somebody is killing the plant, like sopu, right? Your spinach and all the things, you can always offer to Krishna. Krishna says vegetables and fruits you can actually eat by offering to me. Otherwise, that also has life. Just like we were talking about Udbijaja, the living entity is coming out of the seeds. So now we will explain tomorrow where these living entities are actually falling from. Who actually went and sowed the seed in a concrete floor or on a rock, on a mountain. Nobody actually goes and spread the seeds. How they all become trees and plants, and all the living entities in some unknown place or some other places, even desert, there are living entities. Living entities means they are sarvagada in different kinds of bodies. So, how they actually come into all those unknown places, that can be discussed. Thank you very much. And Hare Krishna.